guys? It's a new week and we are gonna pick up from where we left off. I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize right now. If you're picking up the lack of enthusiasm, it's because there's a lack of enthusiasm.
What the fuck, man? We gotta get this shit together, guys.
It's not for the job. We last left off, I was complaining about my back. So last week, 7 days ago, you're watching this now, 7 days later. In all actuality, today is 4 days later from where we left off. I've been in bed for 4 days. My back was just killing me, and it still is. But we're working through it. We got to get this done. I need to get back to work. I've got credit cards I need to pay off so I can then purchase more things to finish the build. Yeah, all that stuff that I showed way back when, I think the episode was all over the place. Yeah, that's not everything. I still have other things to purchase. I still have to get my water tank. I have no water tanks, and I'm getting really close to needing those in so I can go further. Anyways, I digress. Picking up where we left off. I'm going to pull everything out, get it out of my way. I'm going to finish this back subfloor portion. I need to notch out some holes for the wires to feed up through the floor. And then once I get that done, I'm going to take some red guard and paint the entire first section of the subfloor, because that's where most of the shower tile is going to go, so I need to waterproof it. And then I'll probably go ahead and red guard the second panel too, so any overage of water that potentially might seep through the flooring, the floor will be protected. Alright, I'm going to pull all this out, get things set up. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to put you guys up on a tripod and time-lapse this. Let's get it done. I'm going to bring you a little update about these steps in front of the shower area. So let's get down here, let's get down low. Later on, I'll trim all this black foam that I sprayed in here. If you remember last video, I was talking about how I needed to put this in here because once I put the subfloor in, there was some give to it on the back end. So we put this foam in that I can shave down, and that way it'll give it a little bit more stability. I'm not too concerned about it because it's just a step. It's not like I'm going to be hanging out here in this little area partying, trying to cut a rug on the dance floor, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Anyways, to the heart of the matter. I originally said I was going to tile all this because it's in front of the shower, and I wanted this to, be something that can deal with a lot of water. Not gonna do that anymore. Instead, we're still gonna put the subfloor, but we're not gonna do tile. We're gonna do a rubber mat, a black rubber mat, for numerous reasons. See if I can spin them off to you real quick. One, it's just easier. I don't have to cut all the different pieces of tile for all the different corners, all here and over here. Not gonna do that. Instead, I'm just gonna get a rubber mat, something waterproof, obviously, and then I'll caulk up the corners, try to get it watertight so nothing gets up underneath it, and then I'll put some seal around the edges, dress it up, make it look pretty. So yeah, rubber mat. Square cuts, simple. I could probably cut it with a razor blade versus a saw. Also, if I were to try to do the tile, I'd have to go and buy more tile because I only had enough tile to do floor, not the steps. That was an afterthought after purchasing the tile to do the steps the same way. So save money, less time, easier. It could just be my back talking, like, bro, seriously, you don't want to do all this. So yeah, that's the update on the steps. No longer going to be tile. Going to get a black rubber mat, waterproof, caulk it, seal it, done. All right, I don't think there's anything else left to tell you. I just need to get to work. All right, let's stop procrastinating. Let's get to work. Any of you guys have an Advil or something? All right, let's go. Pretty much got the subfloors done as far as cuts go. I got all my notches cut out so the wires can come up easily, smoother through the floor, whatever. All right, so the next process. I could go ahead and cut out the section for my battery box. As I've said before in previous vlogs, this section of the floor is going to be more like a lid. It'll be strong and sturdy to walk on once it's all completed, but I'm not going to cut this section just yet. And able for me to make sure that I'm making precise cuts for this lid, I need to have the rest of the floor done. The next thing for me to do is to go ahead and pull out the other two boards from the front, red guard them, let them dry. I believe that's a 24-hour process. I don't think there's anything else I can do in the meantime. And then once those two are in, more importantly, the one in front of this one is in and secure, then I can put this one in, butt it up against it to where I know, hey, this is where this board's going to be, and then make my cuts. Pretty much once I get this lid cut out, we're not going to work on the lid because there's still a lot more I need to do to the box underneath for support for the lid, aka the floor. But we're going to get it put in, and once that's in, I can then start working on the floor, putting it in. I think I'll work from the back forward, saving the shower tile for last because that's going to be real fun. Let's pull out these other boards and get them painted. All right, I'm back. I lied to you. Well, not really. I didn't know I was lying. I made a false assumption that the drying process for the red guard takes 24 hours. Perhaps I should read instructions before telling you things. This is not a how to do this channel. This is more of a we'll just take a chance and see what happens channel. Okay. Anyways, I read it, and it could take an hour to an hour and a half, up to 12 hours. It's not too terribly cold. Sun's out, no rain, and hopefully we can get back to work today instead of tomorrow. Worst case scenario, and it's not dry, can leave it at my uncle's shop. We're at Uncle Gordon's again, and pick up tomorrow. But anyways, I gotta go to town. I don't have any paintbrushes. I'm gonna get me a roller and then come back and then we'll get started. All right, hang tight. I'll be right back. And we're back. Stopped, got some lunch, barbecue sandwich. Got the paint roller. I even got some caulking for this step. Let's pull out these boards and get to painting. Alright, so it seems to be drying fairly quickly. We got one light coat on there. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit longer, maybe another 5-10 minutes. And I'm gonna do a second coat, and then I'll flip them upright. Not that there is an upright, just so I can get the bottom. I didn't want to put my roller in the grass and start getting grass stuck to it. Once I get the other ends, again, 2 coats on that. Then I'll turn them around, and then I'll paint the other sides. Also 2 coats. Yep, looking pretty good. Let's get back to it. Got them painted, drying, get the second coat on. Stuff dries pretty quick. I don't know what I was thinking, 24 hours. I think I might have been watching somebody's channel where they were using this Red Guard stuff for whatever reason. They said let it cure for 24 hours. Maybe they were in a cold climate, I don't know. I got the second coat on, it's almost done. As soon as that dries, I'll stick it in there, place it, make sure I'm comfortable rewind. Make sure I'm comfortable with where it's at. So at that point, I'll take it back out, glue it, set it back in one panel at a time, screw it in, done. As far as these two panels go. While that is drying, we will, man, tongue twisters today. We will go and shave down that black foam on the steps and start working on that. I still have to paint the steps too, so. All right, let's go do something else. Done shaving that foam down. We cut more foam out than we actually used. If you can see, there's really not that much foam left after cutting it out, but I mean, I really didn't need that much. Just a little bit more stability in the back, which I feel I got it now. So we'll put a board here, here, there on the side walls, here, over all of this, and then also here. I'll probably stop here. So I'll still need to put a little bit of foam in this area, stuff to just kind of support it. And then I'll probably face this, because I got to make sure that this all stays open, because this is where all the doors latch onto. So I got to make sure I don't cover that up. Yeah, all the subflooring and trimming or whatever that goes down here will also be painted with the Red Guard, but that'll be done later. And this is the stranger next door. What are we doing here, stranger?
I'm cleaning up these hinges so I can re-weld them back on, put the gates, the old weld off, getting ready to set new weld.
Yeah, my uncle's working on a project too. I'll show you. He took the bed off that truck and it is over there. And now he has this new bed. He's gonna turn it into like a work truck. A lot of welding equipment, I believe. He's working on these gates right now.
This is so I can go mobile and do mobile hanging apparatus
Kind of like the one we were gonna put in the van.
in the SMAM.
The van.
SMAM.
The S&M van.
The SMAM.
I mean, look, he's already got the swinging apparatus ready to go.
That's the industrial swinging apparatus for when the elephants arrive.
that's that heavy duty.
It's gonna be a party.
I don't remember where we left off. I got distracted, and I don't feel like going back at the footage to look. Pure laziness. I'm just gonna blame everything on my back today. I'm gonna do one more thing, because I didn't even think about this until just now. Before I say the one thing, I got the steps cut out, put in place. So I'm about to put some Red Guard on that as well. And the one thing that I mentioned that I didn't even think about until now is I'm gonna put Red Guard on all the framing. That way, if the water gets past that, it won't warp or cause mildew or mold to the wood framing. I don't think I'll have an issue. Better safe than sorry. I originally was going to get like a rubber mat water barrier to put over this. That's just gonna set my floor levels off. I didn't want to have to mess with all that. That's why I went with the Red Guard. Paint these two. Obviously, I'm only gonna be able to do the top layer. Every little bit helps. Paint all this, the Red Guard here. Pretty much any of the wood that my hand is covering in this shot is gonna get painted. Shouldn't take me but maybe 5 minutes. Like I said, I'll paint these two, let that stuff dry. Once all that's dry, then we can start setting in the subfloor. We're getting stuff done. Not exactly at the pace I was hoping for, but it is what it is. You may just get these two pieces, this one here and this one here, put in and installed. I feel like a broken record, but you know, what are you gonna do? Depending. Yeah, probably not gonna get to this one today. I just looked at the time. I probably got about another hour of sun, which will give me just enough time to paint this stuff, let it dry, and then set in those other two floors. We'll come back to this one tomorrow where I cut the hole for the lid for the battery box. Let's get to work. We're gonna get the rest of this done. We got an hour left. Let's do this. Okay, this is where we're at. I've got red guard on all the sections that I would like to have covered, going over a little. Now, what we see here painted with the red guard, that's not the entire section that will be covered in shower tile. I have some overage. That way, shower tile is basically going to be from here, the doorstep, to this row here. But I've got the next one painted in case anything seeps down and goes over in that direction. And it'll probably go to about here at the door. As you can see, I've got all this overage. So that should be good enough. Right now, I'm waiting for the face plates or the subfloor to finish drying. I've got one more coat to do on the opposite side. One other side is completely done. I'm showing you all this now because once those dry, I'm gonna call it a day. It's starting to get cold, sun's going down, my back's starting to hurt, again from the work, all the moving around, and then the cold. I think that's just another element as to why my back is hurting. I don't know if I told you why my back was hurting exactly, or what I did. This is what I think I did. You know the rule of thumb, if you're gonna work out any kind of exercise, you wanna stretch, right? Good 15, 20-minute stretch, just depending on the exercises that you're going to be doing. Well, I didn't do any exercises. I was just stretching. I hurt myself stretching. Fuck my life, I'm old. I hurt myself doing the very thing you're supposed to do to prevent from hurting yourself. Does that make sense? Drop a comment down below if that's ever happened to you. You hurt yourself stretching. Anyways, yes, I was bending over doing a front stretch. I used to be able to put my top of my head to the top of my feet. To the top of my feet. To the top of my feet. I used to do yoga, calisthenics, weightlifting. But I haven't worked out in almost 2 years, and I felt like stretching the other day. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. I felt like stretching the other day because I was feeling some tightness in my lower back, and I guess I overextended myself. Yeah. Anyways, you live and you learn. I'm going to, like I said, wait for that to dry, then I'm going to load the van up. Tomorrow we will pick back up, and let me bring you back over here to show you. I'm then going to put caulking on all this framing, and then I'll set the subfloor down on it, screw it down. That'll be a day. We'll do this whole floor. That'll be another day. The following day, we will finally put the flooring down. So 2 more days and the floors will be done. 2 more days you can see the color of the floors. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at this. You know, I don't plan. I just pick up the camera and start talking. Are you guys listening? Drop a comment down below too if you actually keep up with anything that I say, or if I'm just a bumbling idiot. Okay, peace.